everyone. This is Tim Along Like Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. They're dropping like flies. They're running out of gold watches. What are we going to do? The venerable Zach Fulton retired, 29 years old. Walks away from $1.2 million plus a $137,000 signing bonus. Oh, you know, it's getting interesting. And I'm going to say it's getting interesting to say the least. You got one guy retire. That's not big news. You get a second guy retire. It's a little interesting. You get a third guy that retires in 4 days. Now you have to kind of scratch your head. Not to mention Kelvin Benjamin, who walked away. And he walked away not saying nice things about Joe Judge. But of course, if you're going to walk away from the game, you're not going to say, and you get cut, you're not going to say nice things about the guy that just cut you. But is there a pattern here? And we did a video a couple days ago saying, is there a pattern with Joe Judge? And is he driving veterans out of camp because of his hard-nosed, no-nonsense training camps? I will tell you this. I have seen plenty of training camps. Like I said, I've been following the Giants in '76. I really haven't been going to training camps until 1980. I used to spend a week at Giant training camps, for many, many years. Once, just an entire week, especially when they were upstate New York. And I've seen tough camps. I've seen the Parcell camps. I saw the '86 Parcell camp. I've seen guys run ragged, but I've never seen guys just quit. I've never seen guys just kind of walk away and say, you know what, I'm done. I love the Giants have left the door open. Joe Judge says the Giants have left the door open for all three players to retire this week if they change their mind. Nick Gates, I love it, someone asked if it's unsettling that these guys play next to him may or not be there the next day. He says, you can't really worry about that. Just got to attack each day and keep moving forward. It's a business. Guys are in, guys are out, usually, and sometimes you don't know who's going to be playing next. These are personnel decisions. And he says, I get it. They're 9-10-year veterans. They're good guys. I know Judge would welcome them back. And I don't think any of these guys would come out and say that Joe Judge is a problem. Because you don't want to end your career, especially if you abruptly retired, bashing your last head coach. But I do find it interesting. I do find it funny that that this is happening. And I love it because then people compare it to the Raiders. And the Raiders the Raiders had three guys retire: Sam Young, Theo Riddick, and I can't think of the linebacker. And I do find it interesting because it's it's John Gruden. John Gruden runs a notoriously tough camp. But they weren't starters. They were backups. Fulton, he was first team guard on Monday and Tuesday. With Lemieux sidelines and Wiggins missing Monday's practice and Tuesday's practice. Todd Davis was probably going to swing in there and start once he came back. It's interesting. It's a head scratcher. You have to think that sometimes you got to think where there is smoke, there's fire. Joe Looney was another guy. Joe Looney may have potentially had the opportunity to start at center so he could move Nick Gates to guard. But, he called it quits. He just kind of threw up the towel and said, I'm done. I'm not sitting here and telling you that Joe Judge is the problem, but I'm also not sitting here telling you that Joe Judge is not the problem. There's some things that Joe Judge does that you kind of scratch your head. And I know he always tells people, I'm old school, tough guy. And I find it funny that people outside the New York bubble think he is basically a stereotypical, or he's acting like a stereotypical coach, hard-nosed head coach, kind that you see in the movies, that he's a cliche. And I find it interesting that these guys are older veterans who are basically just, kind of looked at it and be like, I'm done with this. It's not worth it. And for you to walk away towards the end of your career, a couple $1 million, I don't know what to say at this point in time. It's been a weird camp. I love the Michael Irving thing, who the former Dallas wide receiver, who was talking about how the Giant camp was, he was so cool. It was great to see him hitting people first thing in camp, and that's what happened. And Joe Judge and the crew was behind the sidelines going, yeah, that's what we got these guys fired up. That's what we want them to do. No. If that was the case, he wouldn't have punished them. If that was the case, he wouldn't have sent the entire team away. The entire coaching staff away. If that was the case, he wouldn't have ended practice immediately and stopped everything. No. No. It's Joe Judge making it about Joe Judge, which is fine because he's the head coach. But let's not make excuses for him. But with guys dropping like flies for retirements, and I love when people are like, well, the Packers could do this and these people retired for this. Yeah, but these are guys that some of these guys are guys that just signed. It's like you sign your contract, walk in the door, look at everything's going on, and say, nope, and then you turn around and leave. It's like a bad blind date. And I hope these are Judge guys. I hope this whole roster is full of Judge guys, because Judge doesn't have any Judge guys. It's not like when Parcells went to the Jets or he went over to Dallas or even with his short stint in Miami in the front office. He took Parcells guys that won championships with him. Same thing with Belichick. When he bounced around to Cleveland, he bounced around over to New England, of course. He took Belichick guys that he knew that he could work with, guys that he won championships with. All the Judge guys are coaches from college. And like I said, the college atmosphere in the pros does not last. I've seen it, guys. I've seen it many times. Maybe a year, 2 tops. And then the vets start tuning, the young vets, the guys that were rookies and young vets start tuning you out because they're getting paid. And if anyone could tell me different who sat in NFL locker rooms for 4 years, in AFL locker rooms for 4 years, please tell me. Because I've seen it firsthand. So please impart your wisdom to me. I like when people leave me comments and go, well, you don't know anything because you're an a-hole. Oh, great. And I always said that profanity is the crutch of a weak man and a weak mind. Just throwing that out there. My mind is strong. Well, you know what? We're going to have the Jet game coming up. I still got to give away this ticket. I got to figure out a way to give it away. I might just randomly pick someone and give it to them. I got to do a live stream, I think, maybe early next week, and we'll give it away that way. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could like, if you could subscribe, ring the bell down to me, that'd be awesome.